We'll begin our practice today in a nice, easy child's pose, stretching the arms out in front, letting your forehead drop to the floor. Feel the weight of your hips sinking into your heels, and feel your belly expanding, pressing against your thighs on your inhale, and releasing on your exhale. When you're ready, come on up to a tabletop position. Just make sure your shoulders are stacked over wrists and your hips over your heels. Now let's inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round the belly and the spine, cat. Again, inhale, draw the chest forward, look up. Exhale, round. Last one here. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Now come on back to a neutral spine. Let's inhale, engage your core, engage your abdominals, and exhale, extend your right foot and your left arm. You want to keep them parallel to the floor so you're in a straight line from your fingertips all the way to the tips of your toes. Feeling that core starting to fire up. And you can bend into your right knee and reach your arm behind to grab a hold of the foot. Then kicking into that grip to find a slight back bend. Keep your gaze forward, keep opening your chest to the front. Let's exhale, release your arm and your leg back to parallel. Drop your left arm and then open your hips towards the right long edge of your mat, drawing your right arm overhead, keeping your leg extended, foot flexed. And this is a supported variation of your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, which we'll come back to later on. Let's drop that right arm back down, square your hips down toward the mat, tuck your left toes and push up into your three-legged dog. Open up your right hip, bend into the right knee, and let your right heel come towards your glutes. All the while pressing actively down through both hands. Strong foundation. Drop that right foot down, lifting your right arm overhead, coming into your flipped dog or your wild thing. And really think about pushing your hips and your chest up towards the sky, exaggerating that beautiful back bend. From here, we're going to sit the hips down, keeping your right leg bent. Plant your right hand down behind you. Inhale, left arm overhead, and exhale to twist, hooking your left elbow over that right knee. Bring your gaze out over your right shoulder. Feel that juicy twist all the way up your spine. One more exhale here. Inhale. And exhale. Plant that left hand behind you now, and you're going to step your right leg over top of your left leg. Ground down through the outer edge of your left foot and draw your hips up, coming into a supported side plank. Keep your hips square to the front, and you have the option to bring that top leg so it's stacked on top of your left leg rather than bent in front of you. Think about drawing the side of that body up towards the sky, really activating your oblique muscles here. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come over into your high plank and come into your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, and then we're going to drop down to our knees and take it to the other side. So now let's fire up that core. Inhale. Extend your left leg and your right arm, finding your balance again, focusing on one point ahead of you. You can keep your arm and leg extended, or you have the option to find that bind again, bending your leg and grabbing hold of your foot, and then kicking into that hand so that you find a slight back bend. Think about drawing that foot as high as you can towards the ceiling. Let's exhale to release. Now drop your right hand down to the floor, flex your left foot, Rotate on that knee and open up towards your left side now, drawing your left arm overhead, finding our modified Ardha Chandrasana. And again, let's try to find a parallel line, this time from the top of your head to the bottom of that flexed foot. Drop your left hand down, bring your hips so they're square toward the mat again, then come on up into your three-legged dog, left leg lifted. Bend your left knee and open up the hips. Focus on squaring those shoulders down toward the mat rather than letting them open towards the left side. Now on an exhale, drop that top leg into your wild thing or your flip dog. And again, find that back bend, reaching your left fingertips down towards the floor, imagining you could touch the floor. Inhale. Exhale, sink the hips down. Keep the left foot bent as it is. And we're going to come into our twist again. So your left arm comes behind. Inhale, right arm overhead. Exhale, hook it over your bent leg and look over that back shoulder. Wringing out the spine, wringing out your digestive system. Breathe deeply into this twist. Inhale. Exhale. And let's release. Now bring that left leg over top of your right. Ground down through your right hand, your left heel, and the outer edge of your right foot. And then draw your left arm overhead, coming into a modified supported side plank here. And if you're comfortable, you can bring your top leg to stack on top of your right foot, coming into your regular side plank. Draw those hips up towards the sky and try to get your arms in a nice parallel line, reaching towards the ceiling. Drop your left hand down. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And let's finish the flow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here, maybe pedaling it out for a second. And now we're going to walk it up towards the top of our mat, coming into a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, curl the spine up, coming to your standing position, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to have a little fun with balancing here. So close your eyes and then keep them closed as you root down through your right foot, keeping your hands at heart center. And try to lift that left leg, bending at the knee, as much as you can without losing your balance. You might have to drop that foot back down, regain your balance, and try again. But see how far you can go with your eyes closed. When you're ready, let's open those eyes back up. Step your left leg back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sink your hips into your high crescent lunge. Opening the front of your left hip here. Keeping your right knee stacked over your right heel. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Focus on one point ahead. Shift your weight into your right leg and come into your warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Ground down through that right foot and activate your entire left leg to keep it strong and parallel to the floor. Now come on up, draw your leg through center, bending at the knee. From here, we're going to come into your half lotus position. So you can use your hands to grab that foot and tuck it in the top of your thigh so your sole of your foot is facing upwards. And if you're comfortable with bound half lotus, reach that left arm around to bind with the toes. Right hand, heart center. Try to keep your hips and shoulders square towards the front of your mat here. You have the option to stay standing or inhale, arm overhead. Exhale, fold from the hips, coming into our bound half lotus forward fold. And focus on one point on the ground again to help with your balance here. Feeling strong and steady through the sole of your right foot and your right fingertips that are now touching the floor. From here, keeping your balance, unhook your left fingers and draw the left arm overhead. And then sweep your left foot out and back, coming into your half moon pose. Opening your hips and your shoulders towards the left side of the room. You can keep your gaze on the floor to help you balance here, but open your body towards the left as much as it'll go, trying to bring that leg and torso parallel to the floor. Let's exhale to come into a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back and flow it out, lower to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, hips back, downward facing dog again. Let's walk it up to the top of the mat, and we're going to take the same sequence on the other side now. So let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And from here again, we're going to close those eyes. Root down this time through the left foot. And keeping the eyes closed, lift the right foot up. Balance, focus. Reopen those eyes, send that right foot towards the back of your mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, sink down, crescent lunge. Feel the power in that back leg, allowing your right leg to fully extend, so you're activating your quadricep muscle. Exhale, hands to heart center. Transfer the weight into that left leg and bring the chest down and your leg parallel to the floor for our warrior 3 on this side. Try to keep both the hips square, so turn that right hip down towards the floor. Inhale, come on up without touching your right foot to the floor. Draw it up towards your chest, and then you can grab hold of that foot so your sole is facing ceiling, your knee is pointing towards the floor, coming into your half lotus. And you can bring that right arm behind your back to bind with the toes of your right foot. Inhale, left hand to the center of your chest. Breathe and balance. You have the option to stay here, or inhale, draw your arm overhead and fold from the hips as you exhale, planting that left hand onto the ground to help support you, help balance you. Just take a breath or two here. And if you'd like to come into your half moon, extend your right arm toward the sky, sweep your right leg out from its tucked position and extend it into your half moon pose. Keeping your gaze on the floor, steadying through your left foot here. Breathe into this strong balancing pose. Can you take one more inhale? Okay, great. Now let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, step it back. One last flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, open your heart up, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Great work. This was a challenging balance flow, and I'm proud of you for making it all the way through. Let's finish off our practice by coming to the center of our mat, lowering those knees first, and turning whichever way is comfortable, coming into a nice, easy pose, maybe bringing one leg on top of the other, spine straight. Close your eyes, inhale, feel the energy in your body, exhale, relax. Let's inhale the arms overhead, taking one last breath together. Exhale, close out your practice by bringing your hands to heart center. Great work today. You've just done something amazing for your body. Make sure you take the time to thank yourself for it. And thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.